The new Guild Wars 2 expansion is almost here, and the biggest, most important thing to do when it launches, the end game of the release of the expansion, will be to grind the new legendary staff and spear, and of course also the aquatic breather. And yeah, I was a little bit disappointed by the fact that they count for 2 out of 3, but at the end of the day, they do look pretty cool, and I think a lot of people will want to get them. So in this video, we're gonna go through exactly all the things you can do to be ready for it, so you can make it, maybe not day one, but as soon as you can. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning, and let's get into it. Legendaries in Guild Wars 2 always work the same way in order to get crafted. You get 4 special gifts into the Mystic Forge, one being the weapon precursor. You merge them and you get a legendary. And yes, every one of them requires different types of items depending on the expansion you are going for, but a lot of these materials actually get repeated over and over again. So let's go through everything that will be repeated and you will most likely require. For the legendary Aquabreather, we don't particularly know exactly what we're gonna get, but there's some things that we can consider. Weapons and armor usually get more or less the same materials to make the legendary, but there's one right here that is gonna be different. The gift of craftsmanship usually only is used for armor. And how do you get this? You need to go to any of these provisioner token vendors and get yourself 50 provisioner tokens. There's an entire list on all the vendors, what they ask you to get yourself provisioner tokens, but you most likely will only need 50, maximum 100, which is very easy to do. You can prepare by just learning how this works on my other video where I talk about how to get provisioner tokens, but it's very easy. Just grab some of these items and you trade them for different amount of provisioner tokens. You can of course check the wiki as well to see which ones are the cheapest ones to get. The other thing that I think we're gonna probably need for the aquatic breather is gonna be the swim speed infusions. These are gotten by opening sunken chests that are around the world, and you need an ornate rusted key to open them. You can also buy them from a trading post, but you know, if these are needed, they're gonna be very expensive. So what I would recommend you guys doing is getting some ornated rusted keys. You get them by defeating 10 crates every day. A lot of people just go into tier 4 CMs to do Nightmare CM and they get a lot of crates from just there. But if you don't want to do that, you can just go to Kazakh Seals, for example. There's a lot of crates right here that you can kill, or Mount Maelstrom right here. There's a lot of crates that you can kill very fast. Get your daily, be done with it. Now this might not be necessary, but there's no reason not to do the daily until the launch of the expansion. Now, things that we just talked about are only for the Aquabreather, so next let's talk about not only the spear things, but also, well, things that will also be nice for the Aquabreather and you will need for both. The first thing is going to be the Gift of Battle. You get this by doing War vs. World and doing the Gift of Battle item reward track. In order to do this, you can get all of the reward track buffs like the Snowflake Gobbler, the Candy Corn Gobbler, the Celebration Boosts, the enrichments, all the things that you usually use for a labyrinth run, for example. As long as it says reward track gain in PvP and War vs. World, you're golden. And just go to War vs. World, do Surging or do some camp flipping, kill some people, whatever you want, whatever you like, and you'll get this in no time. The next thing you want to get is Mystic Clovers. Not only every legendary weapon requires Mystic Clovers, but every legendary overall requires Mystic Clovers, so this is a very, very good one to get. Now, how many are we gonna need? I'm guessing it's gonna be 38 as Generation 3 and Generation... well, not Generation 4, but the Clover Gen require 38 Mystic Clovers. But in reality, you should be just getting as many as you can. And how are you gonna do this? You should go to the weekly vendors in Fractal, Raid, Strike, PvP, and War vs. World to get the weekly limit. You can indeed gamble them, but I would just do this afterwards next week once we actually know whatever the amount of Mystic Clovers is that we require. And I'll definitely make a video explaining how to make this legendary as well. There will also be getting 20 Mystic Clovers for free when the Wizard's Vault comes out next week. And you can check the video that I did yesterday to see how you can prepare to get everything from the Wizard's Vault in one go. The next thing I would recommend you getting are spirit shards. Regardless of whether we're gonna need a bloodstone shard or whatever, you will still need this for mystic clovers as well. So farming spirit shards, if you don't possess a lot of them, and you probably should at the very least have 600 if you want to go for the 3 legendaries, is definitely a good idea. The best thing to do right now for this is to get a lot of experience boosters and go do the labyrinth. There's other ways, and I'll definitely make an updated video on how to farm spirit shards very soon, but this is definitely the best way of doing it. You can come to my labyrinth run every morning until the expansion at 11 AM EST on twitch.tv/Darren with us if you want to join. We have a special new offer now. The top DPS on each of the bosses gets 2 gold, so you're going to be making gold and getting those spirit shards. And that leads me to one of the most important ones as well. Gold. For better or for worse, most legendaries, well, every legendary requires a good amount of gold to be made. By purchasing all these materials to transform into gifts of magic or might, or to getting all those materials to getting gift of condensed might and gift of condensed magic. Misting runestones as well are super important, and other materials you're gonna need as well. Getting gold just for that, just to be ready to purchase whatever you need to purchase, especially in the first weeks when this is gonna be very expensive, is a very good idea. However you want to do that, well, there's a lot of ways to make gold in this game, so go, if you like raids, do raids. If you like fractals, go fractals. Whatever you want, you can absolutely do. And for the last thing, you will most likely need, I'm not 100% sure about this one, because they might change their mind, but this has been needed for literally every legendary in the past few years, is gonna be a gift of research. And boy, is it annoying to get this one. The first thing you're gonna need is to get a lot of luck. You can get this by just salvaging a lot of gear, or if you're very desperate, you can salvage a lot of hectos, and this will make it way easier. What you do then, you go into an artificer. It can even be number 1, it can be level 1, and then you transform the small luck into bigger luck. 250 will be needed for each of the gift of research. I don't know what's happening today. I can't talk today. I just miss saying everything. Gift of researches. What the fuck? And you'll also need a lot of research notes. You'll need 2500 in order to get the 500 hydrocatalytic radiance you need, and you get this other by crafting particular items and then automatically salvage them just like this, or bind them from the trading post and then using the research kit salvage tool to get the research note directly. You can check on fast which items are the best ones to get, and I have an entire guide on this that I did last year. Leave it in the description down below. It is pretty old, but it should check out anyways. And I'll make a new one after the expansion, because something might change. But there you go. Now, of course, there's more things you could do, but we're not really sure about that one. Those ones. And should you really worry too much about this? Probably not. You can start farming afterwards anyways, but I know some people want to know, hey, what can I do to be ready for the legendaries? In which case, yeah, this is the things that you should be doing. I'm not gonna do it because I have to do our stuff right now, but you could, so there you go. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. See you guys around. Love you all. Ciao, ciao.